In a quiet valley guarded by towering cliffs, there lived a tiny wren named Riku. He was smaller than even the youngest birds, with soft feathers and timid eyes. Most days, he blended into the branches so well that others forgot he was there at all. But inside Riku lived a storm. He longed to see what lay beyond the cliffs, lands he'd only heard whispers of, fields that glowed at dawn, rivers so clear they mirrored the sky, winds so strong they could carry a dream farther than wings ever could. Whenever Riku mentioned his dream, the bigger birds chuckled. "You?" laughed a jay. "You shake just landing on a twig," said a magpie. "Dreams are bigger than wings like yours," an owl murmured. For a long time, Riku believed them. One night, under a sky heavy with stars, a fierce storm rolled in. Lightning tore open the clouds, and through the chaos, a majestic eagle spiraled downward, crashing into a patch of moss near Riku's tree. His feathers were burned. His talons cracked. He looked like a warrior who had flown through a battlefield of storms. Riku rushed to help. He gathered herbs he had seen deer use, patched the eagle's wounds with leaves, and sheltered him from the rain. The eagle barely spoke for days, but when he healed enough to stand, he finally asked, "Why would a small wren help a giant like me?" Riku whispered, "Because storms don't choose who they break, but we can choose who we mend." For the first time, the eagle smiled. Before leaving, he plucked the smallest feather from his wing, dark gold, warm at the base, glowing faintly like an ember. He placed it beside Riku. "This is an ember feather," he said. "It only glows in the presence of courage. Keep it, and remember, wings don't take you across mountains. Will does." The next morning, Riku strapped the feather to his chest with a blade of grass. As he looked towards the cliffs, fear squeezed his heart, but the feather warmed against him. He took off. The valley winds welcomed him, but as he neared the cliffs, the world turned cold. Air thinned, winds screamed, his wings shook. A violent gust slammed into him, tossing him against a jagged rock. His seed pouch tore open. He tumbled onto a narrow ledge, bruised and shaking. The old voices returned. "You're too small. You'll never make it. Turn back before you fall." A single tear slid down his face. Then, a faint warmth. The ember feather glowed, brighter than before, lighting up the shadows around him. Riku stood, his breath steady. "Maybe my wings are small," he said, "but my fire is not." And he leapt. Snow clawed at him. Winds tried to swallow him. But with every flap, his heart grew louder than the storm. Finally, after days of struggle, he rose above the highest cliff. The world opened. Endless meadows shimmered in sunlight. Rivers curved like silver ribbons. The sky stretched wider than any dream Riku had dared to imagine. He had crossed the cliffs, and he did it not because he was strong, but because he refused to turn back. When Riku finally returned to the valley seasons later, the birds gasped. He looked the same, small, brown, simple. But he carried himself like someone who had touched the horizon. The magpie fluttered closer. "You came back. But how did you cross the cliffs?" Riku smiled, the ember feather glowing softly. "Cliffs don't stop you. The fear of them does. Wings break. Seeds fall. Winds roar. But courage lights its own path." That night, young birds gathered around him, wide-eyed. Riku told them about the glowing fields, the silver rivers, the sky that tasted like freedom. But more than places, he spoke of power. The power that doesn't sit in feathers or size or strength. "The greatest power in the world," he said softly, "is the fire you carry inside. And the moment you trust it, the world opens.